inheritance of about $10 million. Quite a lot of money even until now. But I had the injunction that I can only spend the interest of that money and not the capital. But then I was so happy, the day after I withdrew $1 million. I invited all my friends, and then we gambled it away. Finished in one day, finished. The next day, another 1 million. The next day, another 1 million, until 9.5 days later, there was very little left. So what he saved up for 82 years, I squandered in a matter of less than 10 days. But that is not bad enough. What is even worse is that I go back to my accounting books and I tell my accountant to record all my losses as income, as profit, as revenue. Who took accounting here? Anybody? Is that correct? Wrong. But isn't that what we are doing to the earth? The earth has been around for about 4.5 billion years. It is made up of a very delicate mixture of the life elements of land, air, and water, without which there is no life. Take out one, there is no life. In fact, it is the only planet that contains life, the kind of life we know. Life has been around for only about 600 million years, from unicellular to multicellular, up to became mammals. Very complicated piece of story, but man has been here for about 1 million. They say in our shape and form, we've been around for about 100,000 years. Homo sapiens sapiens. Civilization, about 7,000 to 110,000 years. And then the Industrial Revolution came 200 years ago. What is significant about that era is that we began to use, only 200 years ago, we began to use the life elements faster than they could replenish. For example, look at that tree. It took all of time to make a tree what it is. Yet we cut that down in a matter of 2 minutes. And then we call it profit. We call it income. We call it contribution to gross domestic product. Fish, same thing, we take out everything. And then what's happening? Our oceans are dying. So said the scientists. I'm only a lawyer. And then we call it revenue, income, profit. Diamond and water. Diamond and gold, which is practically valueless as far as life is concerned, except for vanity. You know, can you live for the rest of your life without diamond? Yes. Can you live for the rest of your life without gold? Yes. But can you live even for 3 days without water? Of course not. Yet, that, my friends, is called the paradox of diamond and water. You have gold and diamond, which is practically, for all intents and purposes, valueless, worthless as far as life is concerned. We value so high, yet water we throw away. Fossil fuels. Oil, coal, which took 100, 200 million years to become what they are. That's what they call fossils. Organic matter that has been buried there for 200 million years, they became fossils. We take it out in a matter of hours. We burn it in a matter of seconds. And then we call it progress. We call it contribution to gross domestic product. All of those smoke that we see there, we even call it income. We say, oh, that's a sign of progress. Now we're paying the price. Water, we become so wasteful, we have even invented a word for waste. We call it, for being wasteful, we call it wastewater. So we have rivers that instead of going fishing for fish, we fish out garbage. Question. The United States, Britain, Japan, are they developed countries? Are they developed economies? No.
As an economy, yes.
Huh? How do you define economics? Anybody graduate economics yet? Please. Economics is defined according to the textbook definition, yes.
I think normally you define economy as the distribution
Exactly. That is the exact definition. Not just the distribution. You said distribution? No. It is the efficient use of scarce resources. That is the conventional paradigm. We call them developed because that is they consume more. Such that the United States, which has 4.5% of the human population, consumes 30% of the world's resources. Look at this. You may not see it too well. The British, who were your masters barely 50 years ago, birthplace of industrial revolution, throws away. They do not eat, my friends. They throw away $50 billion, $20 billion worth of food a year. You have to look at this. Believe me, this one, United States. Some of you have been to the United States. You see how wasteful they are? They throw away $100 billion worth of food a year. Japan, models of economic development, $101 billion worth of food a year. They throw away again, they throw away, they do not eat. This is, sorry for this. A study was conducted that if we copy the lifestyle of each 6.7 billion people on Earth, copy the lifestyle of an average American, we will need 5 Earths. How many Earths do we have? 1. So it is not possible, therefore. In fact, the synonym of the word consumption, if you look at the dictionary, it is waste. Therefore, the economy that is based on waste can never be economical. To say that America is a developed economy, especially you lawyers, you're trained in logic, to say that America is a developed economy yet it is based on waste is an oxymoron. It is a contradiction of terms. Now, why is that important? Next, I have a question. What is environment? You, sir, Mr. England.
What?
Environment. How do you define environment? What do you understand by the word environment?
Surroundings around you.
Surroundings. That is the problem with the word environment. Number one, it is in English. That's why it is not real. It takes a lot of mental processing to understand. And two, we treat it as something that is surrounding. That wall is our environment. Maybe when we say natural environment, it's about the trees. Is it about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees? Who cares about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees? They can all die. My friends, environment does not even have a counterpart in my language. I don't know in Malay. We have many words that are similar, by the way. Pintu, bukas,
Mahal.
Anak. Environment does not have a counterpart in our language. For us, it is nature. I don't know about you, for us, it's nature. And when you treat the word environment as something that is surrounding, then it becomes, you can destroy it, it doesn't affect you. But when you treat environment, when you begin to understand the word environment as life, and the sources of life, of land, air, and water, L-A-W. Easy to remember? You're a lawyer? L-A-W. Easy to remember. Where the trees, it is the vital organs of the earth, the vital organs of life. Where the trees and the forests are the heart and the lungs of the earth. Obviously, if you do not have trees, you do not have oxygen. Where the land and the soil is the skin and the flesh of the earth, where we get all our food. And where the sea and the rivers are the blood and blood streams of life. 70% of the human body and 70% of the earth is made up of salt water. When we understand that, then the environment ceases to be something about our surrounding it, something that is within us, where we all depend on for our lives.